Okay, bet. Sorry about that. I had milk for the first time today.
I can't see. Tommy, where'd you go?
I didn't go anywhere.
I'm back.
Parker, are you blind?
I'm
Is
back.
my baby
I
blind?
can't see!
No!
Alright. Welcome to the first episode of Podcast and Couch. Not even recorded on a couch.
Yeah, it's like 2 chairs, which is only like 3/4 of a couch. Because it's got like the armrest.
It's not even, but alright.
Not even 3/4 of a couch, alright?
Ugh.
My tongue is feeling hairy. I've been drinking a lot of miscellaneous like juices so far since I've been in your house. And all of them leave my tongue feeling a different consistency and material.
Where are you finding juices in my house?
The juice is loose, alright? It doesn't matter where I'm getting these juice. What?
He's loose?
You know why they call him the juice?
Because he can change his clothes really quick.
He can change his clothes so
But
quickly.
did you say he's loose?
He's loose,
We gotta
alright?
fucking go right now. We gotta go.
We gotta go. The juice is just, he's frantically knocking on the door. Hey, you guys know why I changed clothes? Get out of the closet. I need to buy these clothes.
You just hear from like outside the door. You just hear, "Hey there, Twitter world."
Hey there, Twitter world. A lot of you people have been asking if it's really me. It's me at the real OG 32.
The real OJ 32.
The real OG. The real OG gamer.
The real OG.
I'm a real OG gamer.
Oh, I fucking love OJ, dude.
Dude.
I changed my Discord like name where like you know how you can have it where it says what you're playing.
I saw that, yeah.
I edited it and think about OJ.
I think mine's still like gay all day or something like that. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm not gonna lie with you. I thought O.J. Simpson was dead, and then when I found out he came out, I was really shook.
Dude, I've been following OJ since I was a wee lad.
What do you mean?
Just like Michael Jackson.
Like,
No, I love OJ. I mean, what can I say?
I mean,
I have an affinity for OJ Simpson and his taut hair.
what the fuck are you talking about? Alright, well, I guess I'll go on with more interesting OJ facts that I found. I also thought O.J. Simpson invented The Simpsons, and it was named after him. And then I thought he died, and that's why the show was kept going on, because it was in memory of him. Then I found out he may or may not have murdered his wife, and I was really confused, because I still thought he was like dead or something like that, but then no.
No. And then he came out with that book that was like, if I did it, like if
Wait,
he did
what?
the murder. Yeah, he came out with this book, and it was like,
Supposedly.
if I did it, and like it's his account of what he would have done. Even though he is an innocent man, I will say, O.J. Simpson, he's innocent.
I'll go with that for now. I feel like though, like he was in jail for like how long? Like 30 years, basically.
So, it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's in like a different like mental state. For like him, he's a time traveler, right? It's like you go to bed, you wake up, and you're like in the 90s again. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you live in a concrete box for 30 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna commit
When
some
you come
crimes.
out, it's gonna be a lot different.
He's gonna go on the Twitter and try to share a meme, accidentally wind up send a dick pic out there and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
hello Twitter
Hey
world."
there, Twitter world.
Hey there, Twitter world. I found this interesting caterpillar in my pants.
It's really hairy.
You think he had a razor in there to like shave, or you think that was just like fucking Fortnite bush emoji from like the December era?
I've never really thought of that.
I don't think, because I mean, if you
They
think
have
about
to
it,
give prisoners haircuts, right?
I didn't even think about that. I was just talking about like his dick hair, but
I know, but that would make sense, right? They give them something.
yeah, I mean,
Or if they make somebody trim their pubes, that must be so emasculating.
that's true. Yeah,
Like-
that's like that's like shaving the old afro right off.
Yeah,
You
the
know?
fucking Franklin-looking motherfucker comes up. And he's like, all right, we're just going to take a little off the bottom. And then just fucking...
They got like a barber
yeah,
for
he's got,
cutting.
like, the barber for
They
cutting
probably
pubes.
do though, because like you'd have like a razor, like
Yeah, they
you
got
try to like
they
kill
got
yourself
pube
or
boy.
something. The pube boy. Oh, pube boy. Man comes right. He's got like a 4 foot tall guy
Now,
wearing like a lab
pube
coat.
boy.
Yo, boy, please shave me.
Trim me.
He's got like the whole what's it called?
OJ's
Like the
sitting
massaging oil and everything like that.
OJ's sitting there with like a plastic cup filled with wine.
He's like, oh, living the rich life. I did not kill my wife.
Oh boy. Clean me up.
The poolside seat in the prison. School's closed, prison's open. The juice is loose.
The juice is loose in the prison school.
What the fuck? The prison school.
Yeah, they put all the children in the same building as prisoners. And
Oh,
they see
no.
what happens when they do things bad.
God, imagine if Michael Jackson was locked up. Man, that place be more fucked up than the casting couch. Hey.
Anyways, welcome to the first episode of Podcasting Couch.
Casting couch. We couldn't afford the.
That was a 5-minute intro, dude.
Oh fuck!
All right, that works. That's great. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're two fucking idiots sitting in a
I'm not full
closet.
idiot yet. I'm like 3/4 of the way there, like a couch.
Yeah. And we're
couch
not
is-
even in a couch.
Yeah, we're
And
like.
we're recording this.
Mm-hmm. In your closet, in your
Yeah,
basement, in your parents'
my
house.
parents' basement.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like a rich boy right now.
Yeah, not gonna lie, this like closet's fucking nice, man.
Look at all these shirts that don't fit in a singular belt.
That one Jurassic Park there, like, the one like shirt
Yeah,
there,
the Hawaiian dress.
that is the best thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, dude. This one has Batman on it, bro.
Mm-mm. Dude, all right, Loki though, I'm saying, I knock you out and steal one of those. And wear it to school, or we twin. What? Bro, I respect the red flannel though. Like Loki though, I feel like that trend died off 2016 when all the raw skater boys took that over. But
Yeah.
you pull that off well.
I'm bringing back the 40-year-old dad who's trying to stop wearing all the graphic T-shirts, because that's the
Mhm.
vibe I embody. Especially if I throw. I'm supposed to wear glasses at all times. If you haven't noticed, I don't do that.
Wait, you're supposed to have glasses?
Yeah, I have glasses, and I don't wear them.
For as long as I've known you, I've
Yeah,
never seen you
it's
wear
'cause I
glasses.
look like a 40-year-old fucking dad with them on.
Actually though,
Yeah.
I just realized you look exactly like my dad though, like
Yeah.
a younger version of him. He always
How you
like,
doing?
how am I doing? Dad, get away from
Hey
me!
son, remember that time I fucked that chick and she bought you
Oh,
Pokemon?
yeah. Oh, dude, that's like permanently scarred in like my mind. All right, so for you guys, I'll tell the story over again. So, I believe it was the Cougars game or something like that. It was me and my dad and this woman I've never seen before, right?
The Cougars is a baseball game. By the
Yeah,
way.
well, she was also a Cougar, so.
Yeah, well,
well,
well then.
well then, yeah, but I think it was my dad's idea that we all go out to see like this Cougars game. I don't think it was my first one; it's probably my second one or something like that. I want to say I was like 8 at the time or something like that. So I still like had the talk and everything like that. And this is a woman I've never seen before, mind you. So I had like an idea like my dad's plowing this chick, right? So we're
You
sitting.
had the talk at 8?
Oh, I had it way before that. All right, okay.
Actually, what am I saying? When I was 8, I remember my brother's older than me, and at one point he was like bragging to me when we were alone. He's like, "Mom and Dad gave me the talk," and I was like,
Fuck.
"I don't know what it is," and I really wanted to know. And as soon as like
The
I
secret
asked
knowledge.
my dad, and as soon as he started talking, I felt so uncomfortable, and I did not
No.
want to be there anymore.
Oh,
Anyways,
God.
go on with your story.
All right, I'll finish with the baseball thing, and then like maybe I'll go into the first time I had my talk. But there we were at the baseball game. It was like halfway through it or something like that. My dad gets a text or something like that. Pretty sure it was like my neighbor or something like that got like locked out of his house, and my dad had the only spare like on his keychain. It's like, yo, Tom, I gotta go take care of that or something like that. And he left me there with this like random chick. So I'm like, okay, this sucks. So I'm sitting there and we're going through the baseball game and everything like that. And I don't say a word to her, right? Like we don't exchange anything at all. And then it's over, and then like I'm walking back to her car. She's like, "Okay, yeah, I'll drive back back off your dad's house." And I like stop and I look at her. I'm like, "I'm not gonna tell you that you're fucking my, you're fucking my dad."
I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I was like 8, so like I'm still barely lingual. All right, I don't know if-
You're barely lingual. You're barely lingual now, dude.
But I look her in the eye and I say this, and I was like, yo, like, I'm not gonna tell my mom that, like, my dad's plowing you. If you buy me a video game. And we go to fucking GameStop, and, like, I'm browsing through the shelves and stuff like that. And, like, I was really into Pokemon back then. And it was, like, Pokemon
I mean, as
Heart
we
Gold.
all were, bro.
Well, yeah, like,
That was fucking huge when we were kids.
Yeah, Pokemon's the fucking best. But it was, like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I wanted to get Soul Silver, that one.
Mhm.
But,
That's the one I wanted too, and I ended up getting Heart Gold.
Exactly. And the one girl's like, yo, just get Heart Gold. It's cooler. I'm like, okay, bet. And that was, like, the one with, like, the Pokewalker and stuff like that. I found that again, actually. Today.
Really?
I was going through my stuff. Like, that's how I found my Windex phone case. I was going through stuff. I was looking
Damn.
for my sound card. And I found both those things. And then, yeah. And then I only played through, like, the same thing as you, like, the first 2 gyms or something like that. And then, like, last year, I think it was John. He needed to borrow my 3DS, like, charge or something like that. Because I bought 3DS years ago. I was like, yeah, why not? So he bought my charger, and he returned it, and I had it back. And I was like, might as well start playing DS games. So I found Heart Gold, and I just blasted through that. And honestly, it's still a great game. Like, what, 10 years, not 10 years later, like 6 years later or something like that.
I actually, a while ago, like a month ago, during the school year, I was grinding Pokemon games out.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even remember why. I think I found one on my 3DS, and I was like, oh shit, I remember, or not my 3DS, my Game Boy. And I was like, oh shit, I remember this. It was like, it was like 3rd gen.
Mhm.
The blue ones, there's blue, red, and green.
Oh, yeah. I know what
But
you're
not
talking
the
about.
originals. Sapphire, that's what it was.
Yep.
And I played through that on my Game Boy, and that shit was so fucking like fun, and it
Mhm.
made me feel like a kid again. It was great.
Dude, that's how it happens. Like
Yeah.
back when I moved with... Oh, sorry. Was there more to that?
No.
No? Okay. Back when I was moving with my
Fucking
dad.
bitch, cutting me off
I'm
during my
sorry.
speech. Fuck you.
You know why they call me Thomas?
Because you can
I
fuck
changed
fast?
the subject real quick. Back when I was moving, or fast, I shouldn't say quick. But back when I was moving with my dad, I found all my old GameCube games. Back from like when I first started playing. So, like my first games I ever played on the GameCube. It was Tech and Lock and like The Power of Juju or something.
Yeah,
Dude.
I remember that fucking game.
Oh my god. That was awesome. And then I remember they had a TV show for it. They like aired on my birthday.
Yeah,
It was the day before
yeah.
my birthday. And I was like, oh, I love this so much.
I remember they came out with that, and I was like, well, I was a kid, so I was probably like,
They're like, oh, Juju!
and oh man, that shit brought me back. I remember there was like, I told you about how I was weird with video games when I was a kid, where I would
Mhm.
never like try to beat them because I feared that they would be over.
Yeah.
And
mhm.
because my brain was so short term, I couldn't realize that like once I beat it, I could start it again. Like,
Oh my god.
so I would like every time I played a game, I would go like old school Nintendo rules and be like, all right, time to reset the disc after every time I play it.
No, like you would like full out start from the beginning.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I remember that game, I played it like 50 fucking times, but I would only play it in like a few hour runs because I would always get interrupted.
Mhm.
And the farthest I'd ever get is like the 3rd level. And I don't even remember what it is at this point, but I remember at one point you're in a jungle and there are sheep. That's all. That's like what I remember
Mhm.
from one of them, and like the distinct sounds of that game are just fucking embedded in my mind.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly,
Super Mario Sunshine though,
oh my god. That was like the one game I always wanted to get, but I never
Yeah.
got it.
I have it, dude, but I remember my GameCube's broken.
Oh yeah, and you have the same one. You have the Pokemon like
Yeah,
XD,
the XD
or whatever.
one.
Yeah.
I bought that at a GameStop, in like 6th grade, and it worked forever. And then my basement flooded, and it was the only console I had on the floor because I was plugging it in, and it got busted. I moved everything upstairs and I moved it back down. I was like, all right, like everything's good, everything's okay, nothing got broken. I plugged it in. That's the one thing that happened, was that my GameCube didn't
Dude,
work, and
that sucks.
it's the only game I've wanted to play for so long. I need to find another way to get a good GameCube, but they sell for way more money than they should be.
Dude, I know.
And like, I also want to stream them. If you don't know, go follow Rat King on twitch.tv, twitch.tv/r4tk1ng.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Well, shameful. God.
Yeah, I just really want the HDMI like mod to it, and it costs $600.
Oh my god.
That's more expensive than an Xbox One.
Yeah.
It's more expensive than 2 Nintendo Switches.
It is.
Like,
Yeah, like I got my Pokemon X2, and that was my second GameCube I had. Like yours, mine broke too. Like when I first had it, I want to say it just broke out from like the card reader in it. Oh no, I remember what it was. Oh my god. So as a little kid, like I was like maybe like 6 or 7 at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still barely able to speak English like I am today, but I was like, it just don't
Haven't
work.
grown much, have you?
Yeah, you know, my mental capacity capped out then, and I'm never going past then. But my parents, they wanted me to be like a mechanical engineer when I grew up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what my mom would do is she'd go over to Goodwill, and she'd like, you know, like how they have like the electronics section.
Yeah.
She'd like the old busted up speakers and stuff like that, and she'd give that to me and just like mess around with it and stuff like that. Well, I remember one day she gave me the like a tool box or something like that. So I actually started taking apart like the speakers and stuff like that. Well, like you know, whenever you like put in the GameCube thing and there'd be like a scratch in the disc or something like that, and say, "Oh, couldn't read it." I took that to like mean, there's something wrong with the GameCube. So me being the mechanical genius I was, took a screwdriver and jammed it into the. And I just shit. Like you know, like the sensor things.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like a
broke that,
little
like,
hole.
Yeah.
You just jammed it in.
I did, and then I remember going to my dad. I'm like, "Dad, I tried to fix it. Like it don't work."
Because the way I know that that's true is there's nowhere on the GameCube to put a screwdriver. Like there's no actual screw opening.
Yeah.
And the only opening in the entire thing is the little hole in the disc reader. Then you're just like, this'll do it.
This'll do it. Greatest minds.
Meat issue. Fix.
I mean, like, I was just like 7 or 8. It's like in my mind, it was like tool plus problem, boom, no more problem.
No more problem.
Yeah. But yeah, I brought like my bus went up to GameStop, and like I'm pretty sure my dad tried to sell it. It's just like, yeah, I just want to return it. I don't want this one anymore. Like it was like brand new, still working, and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I think they tested and like, this fucking doesn't work. My dad's like, all right.
For some reason, it looks like someone stabbed it with a screwdriver.
Me awkwardly sweating. Don't know who could have done that.
I don't know.
Arrest him.
It was like that when I got it.
That's why we're returning
The
it.
classic excuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I returned that one, and I got the Pokemon XD one, and then I think it came with the game too. And I played I had like 3 Pokemon GameCube games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never fucking understood how to play them.
I know what ones you're talking about because when I bought my GameCube, it was around
Mhm.
the time where I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube of those games.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have them in the other room. They're the Pokemon Arena ones, and then the one with the dude that has the glove that can like steal Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, like, and like, okay, at the time I told you I was like 7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
My mind could not comprehend how to do anything. Like you were talking about how you
Yeah.
keep resetting the level. It was like that for me. I'm pretty sure it was Pokemon XD. That's when like you started like the guy's like mansion or something, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
was- I would like play through
It's like
that.
a big lab.
Yeah, dude, I played through that level. Like that was the only part I ever got to.
Yeah.
I just played
You
that
like
over and
walk
over
out.
and over.
You like walk out onto the road.
Mhm.
And not even the road. It's just like just outside of this lab.
And there's
or,
like that building
mansion.
area or something.
Yeah, there's like hedges and then like a building, and I could never figure out what, because I didn't read as a child. You think I'm gonna read the content in
Exactly.
the game, and that's why I never got anywhere in video games. 'Cause I
Mhm.
never paid attention to what they were probably like. Press the A button when you get to this blue area, and I'm over there like I don't know what to do.
Dude, it's so weird like thinking about stuff like that because like I play games like all the time now,
Yeah.
right? And like I just remember like the first time I was playing Minecraft, and like that to me that like didn't seem too long ago. That was like in 5th grade, which is a while actually. But I remember like when I was still playing it or first started playing it, I didn't know like how to move or anything like that. And legit, like my first 2 nights, I stood like in the same block, and like I dug like a hole in the ground because I was afraid Creeper was gonna blow me up. It's just like weird, like having so much experience with like games just like that. Looking back on that, like it gives like a sense of nostalgia, but like
It's like that weird nostalgia where it's also melancholy. Like
Yeah.
it brings a kind of like a sadness, but it's like an endearing sadness.
it's like, oh, you were like a loser,
Like,
and then like
yeah,
boom.
and it's like look where I am now, and that was like, man.
Yeah, dude, like it's crazy when you think about stuff like that.
When I first discovered Minecraft, it was on the Xbox 360,
Mhm.
and at this point, I moved a shitty like 400-pound CRT. I had my uncle and my dad lift it from our basement. It was like maybe this big,
Oh, God.
and the box in the back was like that. It was fucking fat, dude.
Yeah, for you guys who can't see it, it's the big box,
Yeah.
man.
And they picked it up. It took 2 of them to pick it up and moved it, and they set it on my dresser. And first of all, you could hear my dresser like crying under the weight of it. And I remember first of all, CRT and Xbox 360 don't look too great when it's meant for flat screen. And I that was my first experience with a lot of games. But I remember discovering Minecraft. I was sitting in my bed. I had my bed facing it, and I was like sitting at the edge of my bed, cross-legged, playing it, and I like just convinced my dad. It was the first game I ever convinced my dad to buy me. I was like, please, please, and he was like, it's online, son. They're gonna steal my credit card information. And I was like, no, it's a game company. Then he finally gave in, and I remember it was the first time because my parents, when I was a kid, they were always like, go to bed at 7:30. That's your bedtime. And then their thing was at 9:30 every night they would come and check to make sure I was asleep. That's what they told me.
My parents did the same thing.
So that night I was playing Minecraft and I just lost track of time. And I look over at my alarm clock that was on my desk. It was like a little Star Wars Darth Vader Lego alarm clock.
You want the full action figure?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
and like I looked at the clock and it was like 9:23 and I was like, oh no, I better put it away before my dad comes in here. And so like I went to the bathroom and then I came back out. It was like 9:31 and I look over at the door. Nothing's there. My TV was still on. No one had said anything, so I was like, I'll just listen real carefully. And I played until like 10:30 and nothing happened. And I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, you got away with murder there.
So then, like, that's what started me staying up super late and playing video games. And my parents never knew.
Oh,
it was Minecraft that did it.
You were lucky. Like, my parents' bedroom was, like, right next, like, where we had the TV and everything like that. So legit, like, if I had, like, cracked the floor, would be like, Tommy, go to bed.
Oh, that's the other way I used to play games. Because I started playing at night, I was worried about the sound. And my brain didn't understand plug in headphones to the controller. So I would mute my TV and sit in a silent room playing games. And especially whenever there was dialogue being, like, telling me what to do, I would never figure it out because I never listened. And I didn't know that subtitles were a thing. So I would just sit in my room, like, playing Modern Warfare 2, like, why can't I kill this person? That was the Xbox. When I was 8, my dad got me an Xbox 360 because, you know, Brian from our school?
Yeah.
I'll have to go in and edit that out. But, when I was over at his house, and he was like, check out this game. And I had only known Nintendo to that point. And I watched him throw a knife into another man's skull and at 8 years old. And I was like, I like this.
Oh, God.
And then I played it a bunch, and I remember convincing my dad to get it. And for my, like, 8th birthday, he gave me an Xbox 360, and he didn't tell my mom what the games were. He got me Halo 3, which I found out he loved the Halo series back then. My dad was a businessman in the early whatevers. He was actually really big time, #1 UI designer at some point, awesome. Like, in the world. Don't trace that.
Don't trace that.
And so he was really into Halo, not even like because he played it, the art. He had like a book of the art.
Oh, like right here?
It might be in here.
Oh yeah, I see a bunch of like old textbooks back there.
Oh no, that's like the one I don't have in here. It must be out there with my other books, but it was the Halo like art book.
Halo art book.
It might be in one of these because those are boxes from when I was. Oh fuck! It was boxes from when I was moving before we couldn't find a good realtor. But he wanted to make a laser tag arena based around Halo, and he had like all the blueprints made, and he was like looking at real estate, and it just never came to fruition.
Dude, that would have been so fucking awesome.
I would have been that 8-year-old kid who was like, my dad owns a laser tag place.
My dad owns Google.
My dad owns Microsoft. Your dad's Bill Gates? Who's that? Who's Bill Gates?
Oh my god. You're lucky you had like the art book. Growing up, okay. I had like all like the weird like games no one ever heard of, like with like what's called GameCube, right?
Yeah.
Like I started off with like Ty the
Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, dude, you've heard of that,
dude? When I first got my job at Tribella down the street, over the summer, every day after work I would come home and I have it on my PC. I bought it again on my PC because I loved it so much on GameCube.
Dude, it's awesome.
I bought it on my PC and I beat it my first week there. and I just like the bow 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 bow.
Yeah.
Bow,
Oh my
bow,
god.
bow, 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 bow. Like that's just ingrained in my head, and I have the soundtrack on Spotify on my phone, and I used to
Really?
listen to it on my way to work like a fucking nerd.
No, dude. That's dude. All right.
Oh,
I was recently getting to what's it called? Zelda. What was it? Wind Waker. That's it, dude. I was listening to the soundtrack for like a solid like 3 days.
that's your
straight.
favorite Zelda, right?
It is like honestly.
I have the remaster in the other room.
Oh,
Yeah.
lucky. But
I also have the special edition Wii U. I mean, we should play that sometime.
hell yeah. But I like honestly, I don't think I've ever like beaten it. But like, I have so many like memories tied to that because like growing up, that was like the game like I always
Yeah.
went to.
That was like one of the only ones I didn't have for my GameCube. I did have Zelda and the Four Swords.
I
and
have
my
that.
brain was too small to comprehend that
Dude.
shit.
I would get so scared in that.
Dude, you know what game that... Okay, tell me if you remember this game. Do you remember a GameCube game where you played as the Mickey Mouse characters and you had to sneak... It was like a stealth game. And you had to sneak around and not touch any light and only go through shadows and like get to something. And it was weirdly terrifying.
I don't think I
It was
had that,
called,
but I
like,
know what
Mi-
you're talking
It was called like
about.
Mickey's Hide and Seek or something. I have it in the other room.
Mhm.
That game was such a big part of my childhood, and I've never seen it anywhere else. I don't know, like, if it was really a thing, and now I want to look it up.
I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, I don't think I had that one. I had this one weird game. It was kind of like that. It was called Sneak King, and it was a Burger
Sneaking,
King.
yeah,
it
and me
was
and
a
Abel
Burger
played
King.
that.
Oh my god! I found that at garage sale, and like I legit thought it was just gonna be like an ad for like Burger King, like just straight like a videotape.
I
It
looked.
was a game. I was
Mickey
like,
Mouse
okay.
Hide and Seek. That's what it was. It was Mickey and Minnie Mouse Adventure. Here's the cover of it, dude.
Oh my!
Yeah,
that
it was
Loki
real.
looks dope though.
It didn't look like that.
Oh, that looks bad.
It was three. It was that's the graphics from it. I remember
Oh
that scene.
god!
Yeah,
It's like
That's,
early Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing.
yeah. It was actually kind of. I remember it being freaky when I was a kid. I remember not liking it. Like it was scary. Probably because I was like 5.
Yeah,
But oh man, that brings me back.
dude, that's awesome.
What were you just saying?
What?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to what you said. I just saw a picture of Mickey Mouse in Battlefield 1. Anyways.
Oh my god. Dude, I started to develop like a fear of like everything for like video games. I feel like, cause like I don't know what video game it was, but I remember being really freaked out. But like I had a fear of the dark ever since I played this one GameCube game. I don't remember what it was about, but like it was like in this one scene, and then all of a sudden like it cuts to darkness, and like a guy comes out or something like that. And I remember I was playing in the middle of the night, like alone, and like all the lights were off. And I remember like I rushed over to turn on the lights, and I was terrified like ever since because of that.
When I was a kid in this basement, you know how we have that like projector area?
Mm-hmm.
We had the GameCube hooked up to there. And our GameCube, the old one broke. That's why I bought another one when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
But that original one that broke, it was the card reader. And
Did you have a
wasn't
screwdriver in there?
it wasn't the card reader, it was the chip reader or the game reader or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And every time we put in a game, you know how it does the
No, like the whole it goes around. Yeah. Dude, do you know if you hold Z, it does different noises?
No, but then if your game didn't work, it would do the
Yeah, it would like fade back out and go.
Yeah.
right
And
at the
I
red
remember
screen.
being terrified of that sound. And this basement was creepy when it was unfinished. It was like unfinished when
Ooh.
we moved down here. I didn't move down here until after freshman year.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that soon. Recent.
Yeah, but I remember one time that came on, I legit started crying in fear and ran upstairs, and I didn't come down here until like maybe I was 13 or 14, and then I realized like, man, I like it down here, and I moved down.
Dude.
When I
That's
moved
funny.
down, I had to clean so much shit.
Mm.
This place was disgusting. This was not a closet. This
What
was
was
a
it?
storage room.
Was
Like,
it like
you see-
attached to the other thing over there?
No. But you see like behind you how there's all the like the wire racks are gone and everything like that?
Yeah.
I had to remove wire racks and put them in there. And then I had to remove a bunch of decorations for like winter and stuff, put them in there. I had to vacuum everything. I had to seal off that other room cuz mice can get in there cuz it's like open to outside a little bit. Man, moving down here was hell.
Yeah.
It was like
you
4
pretty much
days
had to
of
move
just
in
straight
then.
cleaning.
They built this room.
Yeah, I
Not
remember I had to
room,
wear a
but
mask because of how
house.
much shit I had to bleach because there's no windows down here and there's no vents.
Oh,
So I had to wear a mask and bleach shit and then leave it for like a week and let it all air out. And I remember like my throat would burn every night going to sleep.
Ugh. That sucks. I don't have good experiences with basements, like anything like that. Like back at my dad's house, like you've been to my dad's house, right? You've been like in
That
the basement.
basement's fucking terrifying.
Do you know what was scary about it though?
Huh.
Like I was never afraid of like the layout of everything because like it's all just like basically cobblestone, like broken concrete down there.
That's what that whole section is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's pretty much just like that and like old like wooden stuff like that. Cause like I mean my house is like 100 some years old, but I want to say growing up I had like 5 cats, and guess where they would all be?
In the
The
basement.
basement. Guess where we didn't have lights yet? In the basement. We had like you know, like when the horror movies where they all like they go like the click the one chain link thing. It's
Yeah.
always the one light bulb. That was the only light we had
Yeah.
back down there. It was in the center of the thing. So as a kid, I would always like, or my dad would be like, "Yo, can you like, go get something from, like down there, or something like that?" I'd go down there, and then like something would move in the distance. It would like a cat would knock over something, and I was so terrified a demon was gonna like kill me or something like that.
I
I was like, "No, demon, I just want a spoon."
I just remembered what I used to think lived in the basement. You know Star Wars. I know
Yeah.
I
Oh God.
I used to think General Grievous lived in my basement, and that's why I was scared to ever come down here. Because there was some sound that would happen that reminded me of
What?
General Grievous in the movie, and he always scared me when I was little. So whenever I'd come down here, we'd have that couch, and it would everything's black when you come down here, and there's no lights on.
Mhm.
And so I would see something that looked like a figure. It was the projector's head. And I would see something, and I would just freak. I would lose my shit because I was like, "It's General Grievous! General Grievous in my basement, Mom!"
Oh my God, dude, he was my favorite guy from the Star Wars like trilogy, like the original ones. Like those are the first ones. Well, not the original, but the what's it called the prequels. Those are the first movies I saw, and I didn't see the middle ones. But
I saw the middle ones first, and then I saw the prequel. The first one I saw was Revenge of the. No, wait, Phantom Menace. That was the first one I saw.
yeah, that was that. Like the way my parents introduced me like the Star Wars thing, because like it was at that one point where like all the 6 movies were out, or I told it 4 fingers.
4.
6 movies, but they did it in like the chronological order.
Yeah.
So like I started like what's the first one like? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. But I went through like
Star Wars.
I went through Star Wars 1, Star Wars 2, and then, yeah, I went through those, and then I saw the 6 ones, and then I remember when I saw what's it called? What's in like first newest one of like these past 3 I've gone through? Force Awakens, right?
Force Awakens, yeah.
I saw that in literally the most awkward, like it was the most awkward situation I've been with seeing a movie. So it was what like 3 years ago I feel like the movie came out.
Somewhere around then, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it with a priest at a church I'd go to, right?
Your youth pastor takes you to go see Star
No, he wasn't like a youth. He was like the full on like.
he was the full on guy?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
a full on guy. But apparently my mom was like friends with him years ago, and we all went to go see the movie, and like it was like the whole Cougars game thing. My mom's like, "Hey, I gotta run out," and like goodbye. Like my parents abandoned me all the time. But my mom left me with this one priest, and my mom's like, "Hey, I'll be back in like a couple hours. Like, catch me up in the movie when I come back." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I go there. He was really awkward because you know, like you get one of those teachers who's like trying to be like a cool teacher, right? And they're like, "Hey guys, what's up, my kicksters and stuff like that."
My kicksters.
My kicksters.
My Mountain Dew kickstars.
Yeah, like Game Mountain Dew or Game Fuel. That's what
My
it is.
amp game fuel.
My amp Game Fuel, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
I lost my Mountain Dew amp game fuel.
Can I drink your pee? But he like the priest was like trying to be like all cool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yo, bro, what's your favorite part of the Star Wars things?" And like he's like, "Mine's when like they're like going through in the spaceships because spaceships are awesome." I was like, "I like when they cut off the heads and stuff like that." It's like, okay, cool. But
Okay.
like I remember him being really angry at me because like, what's someone say like Darth Maul and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, Darth Maul is awesome. He was like, "Yeah, he kills people." I'm like, "That's what makes him cool." He was like, "So you're gonna kill people when you grow up?" I'm like, "If it makes me cool."
If it makes me cool.
It makes me cool.
We lost another one.
But he's like, "Oh damn, okay."
He's the child Satan.
Child Satan. But yeah.
Handily hell, this child's going to Hillary now.
I have another weird like Christian-ish story about demons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this was like actually around the same time I say that I saw the movie My Priest. Or no, he wasn't my priest, different church. He went to a different area. But he recommended my mom and me go to this one like church area. It's I forgot the name of it. It's like a little bit down the street. It's like in between our houses. But I went over there, and it was like one of the first times we were over there. Like I found out I have allergic like the incense, right? Like or an allergy to the incense.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom confused that for me being Satan. And she said, "Oh, you're burning because of the sins in you and stuff like that." And she's like, "You devil
remember
boy."
you telling me this story.
Really? I told you this?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
my
it was
God.
when we first started hanging out. We would go to McDonald's after school, like every day.
Dude,
in sophomore year.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Those are the days. But yeah.
No, they weren't. We had to get picked up by our parents and
Mhm.
walk in the freezing cold.
That's when I was
to
like obese too.
McDonald's.
Oh my. That was like when I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was back when we were around the same weight.
really,
You you lost weight. I gained an extra 50 pounds.
no, there's no way.
Yeah.
That was like like back then I think I weighed like 160 or something like that.
I'm 190 now. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a thick
Okay,
boy.
I'm sorry.
I was 130 in sophomore year.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, wait, I'll pull up a video. My friend from college the other day sent me a video when she was still at the school, and it shows how fucking, like, oh, let me turn that down. That's me. Like, I was actually skinny.
Yeah, I remember when you were like that. Dude, do you remember back in Miss O'Learis's class?
I don't know who that is.
Spanish?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, my, that's when we met.
Do you remember like the one day we went outside with the pillar thing or something that we had like the partner activity or something?
Was
Like-
that the day we brought a bunch of chairs outside?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Loki, that's when I considered us like being friends.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like it's the nicest way. When I first went to the class and we kind of sat next to each other, my first thought was, "Oh God, the weird kid."
I'm
But-
not even gonna lie. My buddy abandoned me, and after that, I was like, "Dude, why'd you sit over there? I didn't know that." Then we both didn't know that she was making that seating chart that day. And I was like, "I got stuck back there with the weird kid."
and then we both learned that we truly were both the
Yeah.
weird kids, and then just boom, here we are
Yeah.
in modern day. Dude,
I remember that was when Destiny first came out.
that was yeah.
And I remember you were really into it, and you were like, I printed the 3D printed like the hunter's knife, and then
Yeah,
you were
oh
like,
my
I'll
God.
make you one, and then you never did, and like after that year, we didn't talk between like 8th grade to freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember being like, that fucking kid never gave me like that's the only thing
My
I ever
God.
thought of you for.
I can still do that. I do it for Tommy Kessler not too.
I don't want one.
Oh.
I don't like Destiny that much.
Can I make an editing cut right now where you'll edit this part out?
Yeah, sure.
I have to pee.
Yeah, me too. Take a pee break.
I was like struggling not to. I'm like,
Ruin me.
is the audio? Should we do the cut thing for when we start? Action. There's somewhere around here.
Yeah, I don't even remember what we were fucking talking about now.
Oh, fuck. Well, we gotta do some soul digging there.
Remember when we broke into your dad's house last night?
Yeah. I broke into his house again today.
Really?
Yeah, I was with Abel because like he was at the awkward time where like, he gets off school. He has to wait like 20 minutes for his
yeah.
like sister to
He
get out of
went to
school.
school today?
He did, yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, and originally I wasn't gonna go good. I wasn't gonna go to school because like I was gonna play games with him like early in the morning or something, right? He went to school anyway. I was like, "Fuck you," but yeah, a lot of noises there. After he got out of school, he came to my house for a while, and I was expecting my package to come, but it took him an extra 6 hours. But yeah, after that, I said, "Yo, yesterday, like it was fun, so like that. We went to my dad's. Let's get king size candy bar." She's like, "Oh." So we went to my dad's. He loaded his pockets. It was cool. My dad said he was home. He wasn't, so I was like, "What's going on?" But yeah.
Second time.
No, the first time he was asleep
Oh.
upstairs. He texted me in the morning. He's like, "Yeah, I heard you guys." I was like, "Sorry."
Hey, Dad. Dad.
Hey, Dad.
And then
Dad.
you just turn around and you're like, it's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
So you walk into the pitch black house.
Yeah. Dude, it gets scary. There's been times, like, back when I lived with him, I would go in the house, it's pitch black. And thing is though, like the house is like the 4th oldest like in our town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like it creaks and moans like constantly. Sometimes it sounds like there's someone like walking or something, and it scares the fuck out of you when you go into a house. It's pitch black and you hear like movement.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, like there's a chance that room is haunted or the house is haunted. I've heard some stories. Nothing I could say is true or not. So I don't know. All I'm saying is the ghost lives in my bed, kind of thick. That's all I can say on that.
Dude, I remember when me and Abel were like, it was like after we first met and we were really becoming comfortable like as friends, we started like hanging out like every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And something we would do almost every fucking weekend is, you know, the show Ghost Adventures?
Yeah.
We would sit down and we would watch Ghost Adventures and just lose our fucking minds at what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was one where like Post Malone was on it.
Yeah,
And
I saw that with
Abel was like, he texted me the day before because he knew I liked Post Malone. He was like, dude, that one guy, Post Malone, he's on the episode this weekend. And I was like, what? And he was like, we gotta hang out and watch it. And then we sat there and watched it, and they were like at that like butchery, and Post Malone was like, dude, what was that? And it's just like stupid shit.
Yeah,
that was
but
really
it's still
funny.
interesting like a watch.
You could tell he was like genuinely into it, and it just made it that much more fun to like watch.
But yeah, no, because like I saw an interview once with Post Malone when he was like talking about it, but he's been like a diehard fan of like Ghost Adventures since like it first started. I mean, he was like in like one of the excuse me, one of the earlier seasons, I believe. So like it had been like out for like 3 years or something. I think when he started going on, or he was on for once. But yeah, like it was Ghost Adventures and Finding Bigfoot. Was it Finding? I think it was either Finding Bigfoot or Hunting Bigfoot. It was one of those things, but I want to say I was like 4 or something. I'm not sure what it was. It might not have been like Finding Bigfoot or anything like that, because I think that's like fairly recent. But I started watching that kind of stuff with my dad. I remember he would always tell me it was like filmed like here, be like, okay, this was filmed here. It's like, don't go in the woods and stuff like that. Bigfoot's there. It's like, oh, there's Bigfoot's in our town and stuff like that. But like he's the person who like started me into like actually watching like Ghost Adventures and like Finding Bigfoot, because like I used to watch those like shows too, not like all the time. But, like whenever it was on, I'd be like, I'm watching that over like Wow Wow Wubsy or whatever was out like back then.
Yeah, I was a Power Rangers kid. I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers kid.
I was never a Power Rangers kid, but I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kid. Like
TMNT was the shit when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. The kind of gritty movie that came in like 2009. It was when
like,
I was like
the real people like the suits or something like that.
No,
right?
That one was that was my childhood. I still remember the intro sequence where they're having that pizza, and I still remember what I imagined the pizza tasted like. Isn't the bottom of it sour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was not expecting that. I was like, something came in my mouth.
We were drinking Red Bull, and the bottom of the can's like weirdly sour.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, the one where they're wearing all the trench coats and they're in the basement and the pizza guy comes in and he beats everybody up with a fucking yo-yo.
Mm-hmm.
That one with the pizza in it, I remember how I wanted it to taste as a kid. And I want to try and recreate that in a pizza.
Mm-hmm. I was introduced into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fandom kind of weirdly. You remember I was telling you about how my mom would give me like old like audio equipment like that from my Goodwill? Yeah. One day she brought me a VHS like player, and there was a VH tape in it. She thought it was pornography, but it turned out to actually be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Because I remember she put it on like in the TV and stuff like that, and she had to watch it all through, make sure to like cut it out and like put a dick pic and like kept going. Mm-hmm. But
bro, that was how you used to do it. Is you'd have like your rack of VHS tapes, and you'd be like, "Oh, grease."
Got put like at least a minute in. So like if the family's like, "Okay, yeah, this is just grease. Sorry, there's no porn in there." It's just boom. Mm-hmm. Well, luckily, I never had to worry about any stuff like that. I never saw porno on the old VHS. It was always on CDs, and I remember. I think
I never saw it on anything until the internet.
Really?
I remember I walked into a room and it had not our family computer. It was like my brother's computer at the time, and he was weirdly young too.
Well, that's weird.
I think he might have been like 10 or 11, so not too young. Like
yeah,
it was at that age where you're kind of like,
like titties. I like.
Yeah, like the really juvenile search, like big boobs.
Like oh
that,
no! Oh
like
God.
the really juvenile search history. And I remember I walked into my brother and he was looking at big boobs. And I like walked in and he didn't hear me and I just saw what he was looking at and I got really upset and slowly closed the door
I guess
and went back to my room.
No. The first time I ever looked up, I'm pretty sure I looked up big boobs, like exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
It was my dad's computer. It was his laptop he had. And he was next to me. We were watching TV and he was using it for work. And then he like said, "Hey, I'm gonna take a nap. Wait for like 5 minutes." I turned up the computer. I remember like I had no idea how like the thing worked, but like I had the basic understanding. And I remember I wanted to look up vagina, but I didn't know how to spell it. So I wound up looking opposite penis or like OPP penis or something.
Oh, penis. It's like an opossum, oh, penis.
It's like opossum? What the fuck?
An opossum?
Opossum?
They changed like the name for possum to opossum.
They did?
Yeah, like not like a while ago.
Since
And
when
it's
is
like, why the
life
fuck-
getting
it's
like
like,
firmware updates? Like what the fuck?
It was like, what the fuck? Like, why would you change? Like, what was the point of it? You added an O in front of it.
It's like part of like the Canadian like national anthem now. Like, oh Canada, oh possum we can see.
Terrific jokes, gentlemen.
Thank you. I've been working on that since day one.
Ugh. Yeah, man. Being a kid was weird.
Mhm.
Being a kid is weirdly hard. Like, if you, like, there are very few times I think back and it's like a happy childhood memory.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are like, now I look back and it's like, why the fuck why did I do that? Why did they do that? Or like, why did that happen?
See, but
It's like fucking why?
Mhm. But the thing is, though, like, I feel like growing up, like, we grew up in, like, that kind of time was, like, 2000, like, 2005, like, in that
the
we're, like,
early
really
2000s.
young ages
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But, we grew up in, like, the perfect time, I feel like, to, like, grow up as a kid. Because we have, like, everything was going on, like, that era. Like, technology was still being, like, implemented and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was the .com boom, and then we lived through the .com crash.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the rise of social media and everything.
Yeah.
Like I remember when YouTube like first came out, and I remember my friend showing me that one video of like one of the founders of YouTube, and
The
he was
zoo?
like at the zoo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
called
I,
At the
and
Zoo.
I remember being like,
Or Me at the
what
Zoo.
is this? And he was like, it's this website where you like you upload videos and people can see them. And I was like, whoa. And that was fucking like, I was like 4 or 5. Like I was a really little kid.
Really?
When did it come out? Like 2006?
It's something like that.
Yeah, I would have been like 4 or 5 around like
Mhm.
2006, 2007. And yeah, I just remember being like blown away that you could find videos of people
Mm-hmm.
that like wasn't TV.
Yeah, I remember like when YouTube first came out, I think I was like aware of his existence. I didn't watch it too much. Like I had like an old like the box computer thing my mom had, but whenever I go to my friend's house, he was like really into PewDiePie. I'm pretty sure, like the really really early PewDiePie, and like that's kind of stuff I watched. Like he used to do like what amnesia videos or something like that. Yeah, it was like stuff like that I used to watch.
So
That was like a while like after it came out though.
Brian from Modern Warfare 2, he's the same person that introduced me to YouTube when we were kids. And I remember we were in his mom's like home office, and his mom wasn't home, and we were little kids, and he was like, I found this video, and he pulled out, and it was Smosh. It was like an early Smosh video.
Oh
It was
my God.
it was like something. It was one of the mime ones. They were like dressed
Mhm.
up as a mime, and I can't remember, but they said shit in it or something. They said some like very minor swear word.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were in there and we were listening to it, and like Brian had watched it a few times over, and he was like showing it to me, and I was laughing and I was like excited because it was something new, it was something fresh.
Mhm.
And his mom walked in, and it was like he like muted, and his mom was like, "What are you guys doing?" He was like, "Nothing."
Now they're using the shit word.
And then like I think he put it back on, and it was just the perfect inopportune time, and it just went, it's like shit, and like I just remember his face and me being like,
Oh no, mommy's gonna
and his mom didn't care, but like we thought she did. It was really funny.
Dude. Okay, you remember I was telling you about like, that one friend who showed me PewDiePie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as a kid, like I was always told not to swear. I always just sort of like I'd fucking throw that out the window. I'd swear so much.
Oh, as soon as your parents left the house, you would let that shit fly.
I didn't even care. I'd say it from my parents, and I
Oh.
remember I got banned from like his house once. It was like almost like
I've been threatened with that before. They don't use that language in my house, son.
Exactly. But the thing was, I was a little kid, right? And it was like almost Halloween.
That's the kind of shit you hear in rural Illinois.
Yeah.
Christian rural Illinois is, I don't like the devil speak in my home.
No devil speak, you demon boy. Go back to Christian, like, what was it, Christian camp or whatever I went to.
Dude, I think it was like maybe 10 years before we started going to school, like out here. The schools out here still had, like, every Wednesday you had to get on a bus at 1 p.m. and go to church, and the rest of your day
Really?
was at a church. Yeah, it was at Holy Cross down the road.
Bro, that's kind
And
of
so,
whack.
like, everybody would go there during Wednesday on a school day.
Wait, you'd miss like school for the day?
Yeah, like
Oh,
at
bro,
1
I'd
p.m.
do
You'd
that.
go to school, and then they'd take you on a bus, and you'd go, and you'd do, like, church, and then you'd go home.
Oh wait, so you'd still go to school?
You'd go to school in the morning, and then they cut it off early to
Ooh.
go to church. And everybody had to do it.
I'd say it's halfway whacked. It's like the act
Yeah.
part of it.
That's like, but like that shows how like Christian our community
Yeah,
is.
I mean it's extremely not that that's
Yeah.
like necessarily
Not
a
that it's
bad
bad,
thing.
but it's,
It's
like,
just
now-
like there's a strong presence of it.
now
here.
because of social media, you know, like I wouldn't even say atheism, but like being as agnostic, like not really
Mhm.
knowing what to believe in, has become way more common. And ever since like all that, they like got rid of those rules, and like you can
Mhm.
tell there's a lot less people at that church. They converted it to a school now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be weird in like how to like 20 years, 30 years, or something like that, when like everybody who's like in this like generation, not generation, but like
Mhm.
this era or something like that grows up and like it'll be interesting to see what the town becomes because like this town is like extremely Christian, right?
It's extremely Christian. It's one of the smallest towns in the United States. It's half of a township.
Really?
Because yeah, it was split with the other town that's right next to us, G.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We'll call
yeah.
it G.
G.
It's split with that, so it's actually half of the size of a regular town.
Mhm.
And like so we're a very small, like tight knit community, and a lot of the people there have lived there their whole lives, and like the community like we've grown up with,
Mhm.
no one really wants to fucking stay here. We
Yeah,
kind of
no,
are all like, this is
exactly.
terrible.
Yeah, this is like one of the worst spots you
But
could be in.
I think it's because like we have access to see where better places are, or places that have our interests. Like for me, that's New York.
Mhm.
For you, that's LA. Like,
Mhm.
which is funny because this is both the big like media.
Yeah, it's on
areas.
opposite ends too. But...
And it's just like this town is so shitty to live in now
Mhm.
because there's nothing to do. You can't do anything. It's just schools and roads.
It's like we're in like the dead center of like everything. I feel like so we got like a little bit of like everything kind of in
Yeah.
here, but it does not mix.
Yeah.
Like it's just trash. I mean, like it was literally snowing. Like
Yeah, it snowed on Halloween.
it snowed the day before Halloween too. It was,
Yeah.
like we got like what 2 inches.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was snowing hard on Halloween.
Yeah, it was, dude. That sucked. Cause like growing up like here, right?
Mhm.
You can never be like Spider-Man or something. You'd be Spider-Man with a jacket.
Yeah, you'd be
Like-
Spider-Man with like
I
a
don't-
winter coat.
I was always fighting my parents. Like legit, I got sick like every like not Christmas.
I used to get sick
Halloween.
every Christmas. I remember
Really?
that. Yeah, and I remember my parents would be like, "We're not gonna let you watch what you want. We're gonna put on the Christmas movies." It
Bruh.
would repeat the A Christmas Story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With,
But
like,
don't
the-
shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas. Story.
And that's why I hate that movie, is because it makes me nauseous to look at, because I was super sick every time I saw it, and I saw it on repeat, like I was being like fucking tortured, and every time I would like change the channel, and I think I changed it once, like what was the Timmy Turner show, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah.
And my mom came in and like lost her shit because I didn't have the Christmas movie on, and it was a Christmas special of Fairly Odd Parents.
Bruh. Do you remember the old Fairly Odd Parents episodes where they have like Jimmy Neutron like collabs and stuff? like that?
Yeah,
Dude, like that was like the
was
best
the
era
big
for
shit
like
in our
television.
childhood,
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine stuff like that now. Like you
I
don't have like
even know- I
collabs
don't
with
even
like
know what
TV
it would
shows.
be.
Exactly.
Like I feel like kids now go to like YouTube. Like I
Mhm.
feel like they go to YouTube and watch kids shows on there, which I don't even know what they would be.
Yeah, I mean like everything has shifted though, because like I remember
Yeah.
like growing up, like you'd get up like and like it wasn't like what my parents experienced. Like they would like every Saturday they'd see cartoons, but like
Remember Rugrats? And then once we got
Yeah.
into like further into like elementary school, going into middle school, they came out with
like the older version of them.
yeah,
yeah.
All Grown Up. In like 2005, they came out with All Grown Up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember
Dude.
that.
That was awesome. I remember like that was like my first like introduction into like what adult life would be like, because like
Yeah.
it was weird seeing like
It
as a
wasn't
kid
even like
and then
adult
seeing as
life.
adult.
It was like
They're
It
like
was what
teens or
being
something.
a teenager would be like.
Mm-hmm.
And now if you go back and watch it, it's like that's not at all how it fucking is, because that was how it was in 2005.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's like that was like the high school
Yeah.
like musical thing too, where it's all like, we're gonna go here, we're gonna sing. It's like all drama and everything like
And
that.
then you get there and it's like, man, no
Mhm.
one cares and everyone's a pothead. This is weird.
Yeah, that's exactly what high school is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like we're a unique high school because everyone there smokes weed and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, no, like it definitely is.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of weird too, because like with the whole like Christianity thing and everything like
Yeah,
that.
like all the teachers are still in that same mindset that they were, because they all grew up there.
Yeah.
All the teachers there
Mhm.
have like went to school at the school we're at now.
Mhm. And like they're all
It
like
was,
live right
it was
here
like
and
opened
everything
in
like that.
1920 or some shit.
Mhm.
And they all live in the town still, and it's like, how do you fucking people not go insane?
Exactly.
Like,
I feel like literally all like everyone in like our school, like in
Yeah.
our age, wants to get out of here.
yeah.
Can I imagine just like living here and like the city like become you basically like that.
Yeah.
Like they see it, like the teachers see us as like someone who's trying to like change like their like way of life and everything like that. Like sucks, but it's just whack, man. But like yeah, as I was gonna say, in like 20 years or like 30 years, this whole place is gonna change.
Oh, yeah.
Because like with religion, I think that it usually like skips a generation. So I feel like it'll become the exact opposite of like the like utopia, like what's it, like the suburban like mom like aesthetic over here.
Yeah. I actually, when I get older, if I ever get like an influx of money, I want to come back here and I want to like make shit that makes living here suck less.
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
want to open up like a walk-up burger place so that kids after school, like we never have anywhere to hang out. I remember we
Exactly.
would like go to Target and sit at the Target food court
Yeah.
and like have drinks and like a snack, and that would be like a hangout spot for a while, and then we'd go sit in an abandoned park.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like having like a place like a walk up and
Like just a cool like
shit
hangout
to do,
spot or
just
something.
places to hang out, kind people around, to give it a more of a community. Because now it's like you go and say hi to somebody and they're like, fuck you.
Mhm.
It's like, everybody that lives here is like a kid and we just want to live in your
Mhm.
dicks.
Well,
Not in
that's the thing. I was
not
like,
in your
excuse
dicks
me,
and your dicks.
yeah. But like literally like we're doing stuff sophomore year. We'd go to McDonald's and like just
Yeah.
sit there for like the whole day.
Our hangout spot was a McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that
Oh.
corner booth at McDonald's we went to the other
It
day.
is, yeah. And when someone took that, we'd be like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, we
Someone had pulled like the chairs like that.
salty.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that was like the era right there.
Yeah. That was
Crazy.
fucking wild.
Stuff's changed, man.
I remember my video production teacher died.
Wait,
He
really?
died this year, yeah.
Wait, oh,
He was the first guy ever that like
Mhm.
he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you're actually like really good at this. You have a talent for this." And he was like, "I think you should." He was the first person that has ever like complimented me in anything I've ever done,
Mhm.
and I felt like it was genuine because he pulled me aside from our class and he like turned off my mic and he was like, he just was super nice to me. He was telling me how I should go into like acting and comedy and that I'd be great at it. And then like hearing that he died this year kind of fucked with me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that was the one person who I personally believe actually believed in me.
Mhm.
And he's fucking dead.
Yeah. It's like once you actually get to know, like you see stuff like in the news, like someone's like passed away or something like that.
Yeah.
And like you usually don't like think too much about it. I mean, especially like knowing somebody, like having the connotation
Yeah.
with them being like a positive like figure in your life telling you could do something. That's gotta be like traumatic right there.
Yeah.
Sorry
It
to go through
sucks. I don't even know who teaches that class now.
I know Mr. Oh, what's his name?
Ballsack.
Mr. Ballsack. Let's call him. I forgot his name, but he's one of the teachers over there now. I think he's new-ish. I think he must replace because I remember someone was like telling me about that, and they're like, "Yeah, like your like video teacher died or something." I'm like, I was never like in video or anything like
Yeah.
that. And like,
I was approached in my photography class this year, and I was like, they were like, if you want to send, it was right before he died, and they were like, if you want to send him a card or something, like a get well soon card, just let me know. And I remember at the time I was like, oh, he's gonna be fine.
mm-hmm.
And then like not even during like 2 weeks later, she like pulled me aside and she was like, hey, I know you had this teacher, and you know he's gone, and I was like, I should have fucking like written that letter. I should have just written that. Yeah, that fucks with me a little bit. I didn't know him that well personally or anything, but like
Mhm. But I mean, still,
He's
like,
that one person where like the words he's said have impacted me the most. I feel.
I know it's like to have someone like that. Like
Yeah.
Miss T was that for me,
Yeah.
but I can imagine losing someone like that.
Anyways, to end on a more positive note, O.J. Simpson's got a fat ass now, doesn't he?
He does. Like he's been doing some squats in
He's a
prison.
chunky boy, am I right?
Like like always in the movies.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours.
OJ, we're in the closet. Get out of here.
You'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only